What related technologies besides Slavyanka does LLC Sovelmash possess? Or perhaps is there something new planned for development?
There are some significant new developments, but let's discuss those details at a later time. They do indeed exist. We briefly and casually mentioned them in passing at one point. But everything should happen step by step, because you truly need to perfect and refine one single thing and turn it into a viable commercial product first. At this moment, the team is preparing comprehensive information for the website. There, information about the motors will be posted, detailed mechanical specifications and characteristics for motors, built in from the 30th package and from the 35th, 40th, and so on up to the 70th size, which is up to 70 millimeters in diameter. The data will be presented in the specific format of detailed mechanical characteristics. Detailed tabular data charts will be posted for the motor with a 30mm package, specifically the one used in the angle grinder. I think you will really like the technical parameters and their overall performance for these motors. In addition, detailed technical characteristics will also be posted, taking into account the overall mounting dimensions, comprehensive physical dimensions, and the primary technical specifications and parameters of the components. The traction module includes the high-capacity battery, the integrated charger. The experimental setup consists of the measurement device, the precision balancer, the aerodynamic propeller, and a high-performance 305 size brushless motor. Detailed data regarding the specific dependencies of generated thrust on the total revolutions per minute will be thoroughly provided in the following documentation for your review. All of these various elements will be carefully presented and, in principle, the final market price will be determined. Well, the price in what specific sense should we understand it? As of today, let's consider the current situation. Furthermore, it probably doesn't make sense to set a single fixed price for the entire traction kit as a whole. Instead, we are pleased to announce that a pre-order phase will be opened very soon for this comprehensive kit, and this offer will also extend to all the individual components that make up the kit, allowing for much greater flexibility for every customer. And it is important to recognize that in principle, it should be clearly understood that fulfilling this specific order will not be a rapid or lightning-fast process. Nor will it be instantaneous, because we originally purchased this equipment to carry out our own work, and accordingly, in order to deliver and distribute them to the end consumers and to those who require them. For those who want to buy, we will need to take a prepayment, because delivery from China officially commences from the moment the order is placed, then fulfilled, and it will arrive here in a period of about 6 months. Well, that is exactly how it will be. And immediately after the comprehensive testing of the brand new frame, since the Motylek model has already officially received a new frame, the pre-orders for the Motylek will finally be open to the public. A comprehensive video demonstration of the flight featuring the new frame will be posted. All of this will be presented in detail, and every single component will begin the process of being fully implemented. There is currently a slight delay regarding the angle grinder project because we are still waiting for the specialized tooling required for casting the rotors to arrive from China. They are experiencing some logistical delays, but I still firmly think that in the first half of the year, we will already start shipping the units. When do you plan to start production of the Motylek, and how many can you produce with your current capacities? Basically, you've already answered the first part of the question. I can certainly say that right at this very moment, the physical structure we have successfully built is progressing well. Currently, we are busy cutting the metal pipes, precision making the shafts, and patiently waiting for the specialized tooling to arrive so that we can finally cast not only the complex rotor for the angle grinder, but also the entire stator housing for this specific motor. There, the bushing and the core are meticulously cast directly on the machine, made as a unified, single integrated component in one technological cycle. Because machining all these complex parts on 5-axis machines is an extraordinarily costly and time-consuming manufacturing process. You can realistically afford to pay for those for prototype samples. Well, based on the detailed calculations I have performed, to start with, we should aim for 10 engines per month. That is based on my calculations, because manufacturing 40 complete engines would take 20 or 21 working days, which means achieving a production rate of 2 engines per day. But the fundamental question that we have to consider is that, for example, right now our entire machine park is already operating almost in 2 full shifts. Producing the frames is not a problem at all. We will certainly make the segments. They are already stamped, finished, and ready for use. There are certainly some significant bottlenecks, particularly with the process of winding the coils, but you see, if we had just a bit more and were a bit tighter with the money to make the necessary tooling, we could succeed. We would have already finished it by now. Because at this moment we're waiting for the tooling. We couldn't order it in time. There weren't enough funds. Because we had to choose, either buy the machines and then, if possible, order the tooling, since we can't make everything ourselves, as our productivity doesn't allow it. At the initial stage, most of the tooling was ordered from an outside organization. That's why all these processes are quite a bit more complicated than they seem. It is simply not possible to ramp up significant volumes right away. And on top of that, for now, we are still sourcing and purchasing the controller, battery, balancer, and charger components from China. This unfortunately causes some delays. Thank you very much. Are there currently already controllers of your own specific design for the new motors? Well, yes, indeed, they do exist, and they've been fully developed. The software, everything is actively being worked on right now. In fact, just very recently, during the holiday season, and again over this past weekend, we produced samples of radiators for the controllers. Now we are going to conduct a thorough and comprehensive test of these specific components. It is absolutely essential for us to carefully verify that the cooling fins are sufficient so that, in principle, the electronic controllers do not suffer from overheating issues during operation. Although we have already confirmed they work fine under normal conditions, we need to perform this critical verification once more to ensure the reliability and operational safety for the entire system. Additionally, and on top of all that, we have officially placed orders for specialized industrial extruders so that we can manufacture this specific custom profile for the main controller base assembly. Well, I think we'll receive them at the beginning of February. We've also ordered extrusion for the tube that will be used to make the housing, and now the motors won't be built in, but will be full-sized motors with enclosures. We also plan to equip these motors with single and two-stage planetary gearboxes.